After making landfall as a Category 4 on September 26th, Hurricane Helene tore through western North Carolina. The subsequent floods and landslides washed away homes, roads, and an untold number of people. Helene's current death toll for the U.S. is 230, with many more unaccounted for. I surveyed the damage on October 2nd, driving from my home in Charlotte to Asheville. The initial goal was to see what state the roads were in to inform our trucking audience. But logistics became much less of a concern to me as the farther west into the mountains I went, and the closer I got to Asheville, the largest city in the area, the worse the damage looked. Many cities like Hendersonville and Asheville will never be the same, and even more families will feel this destruction and loss for generations. The community and the industry at large has already come together in the days since the disaster, and many companies are starting to contribute towards relief efforts. Penske has donated $1 million to Samaritan's Purse, Pilot has donated $300,000 to the Red Cross and local nonprofits, Daimler and Volvo have both donated $100,000 to the Red Cross, Diesel Laptops is offering 60 days of free diagnostic software to anyone involved in recovery efforts, and Noregon has started a GoFundMe campaign. The president of the company will match the first $10,000 and the founder will match the total number raised. Volvo Trucks North America and Mack Trucks, both owned by Volvo Group, are headquartered in Greensboro, North Carolina. Volvo held a supply drive on Monday, October 7th at a Target in Greensboro, and Mack held one the next day. We visited the Mack event, held at a Costco in Winston-Salem, to see how things were going.
We're helping the Flat Rock community. One of the things that's important to us is, of course, to make sure that we're serving in areas that are underserved. So Flat Rock to us felt like a community that didn't have the same support maybe that Asheville does. And we wanted to really look for a place where our efforts would be well received, of course, as I think, all of these are, but also someplace that maybe just wasn't getting quite the support that some others were. For me, one of the things that I'm seeing coming out of this is just that the sense of community. Of course, for us at Mack, that is something that really resonates with us. And I think for me personally, it's something that I love seeing, even in the heart of a disaster like this. If a community come together and love each other well, and if brands and really just, honestly, the world at large can come together and help and support, I think that's hugely important, just as humanity, to come together and help people who need it.
Joshua Dawson is driving the truck and also had a personal connection to the relief effort.
I've lived through 2 hurricanes when I lived in Florida. I lived through Hurricane Andrew. We lost our house in Hurricane Andrew. My mother did. I've also lived through another hurricane, and this one actually affected my brother. He lost his yurt and his house that he was building. So it's hit home with the family. But I've seen the devastation living in Florida. I've seen what it can cause. Having grown up and gone through that and lived through it, I felt the urge to, this will be my second time doing this. I went up on Saturday, volunteered with another group. I saw that the people don't have anything. They don't have anything left. So they do need clothes, they do need tents, they need sleeping bags, ways to survive, cooking stoves. Younger lady, she pulled up 3 kids and they hadn't had anything to eat all day. Since the day before breakfast, and she got out and they made sure that the 3 kids were fed. They made sure to pack a meal for them, and then pack subsequent meals for the next day before they sent her off. She also needed gas for her car. They made sure to fill up her car so that they could have something warm to stay in, and the kids were laid out in the back seat as basically a makeshift house. We had the same size trailer there yesterday. It was full from front to back, at least 7 feet high all the way across. The donations that came in, we saw everything. And that, it just shows to the generosity of the community.
I will say that there's something that I love about the trucking community, and that it has a heart and a soul that I'm sure other industries maybe have, but that I feel like is very unique and very special. Trucking is something that I feel like people have a lot of just really an emotional connection to. It's a job that you don't just do, you really live it, right? There's something tangible that we can do, and it's something that we're really putting into action. So to me, that's really cool. It's exciting. It's part of why I love what I do, honestly. And it's something that you don't always get to see day to day. And if you're on my side, I guess, of the business, if you're in the trucking, if you're out in the field, and if you're behind the wheel, they do see it. So to me, I love to see that just lived out. everybody can see the writing on the wall here. So there is a huge challenge to the state, to the communities, to the infrastructure, and then I think to our industry when a disaster like this hits. So I think something that's important, maybe just for me to put out there, is that we stay consistent. I think helping the way that we're helping today is awesome, but we're going to have to continue that effort. It is going to be a long road, and we'll be there, and we want to be there for every step of that. And I think that's just one of the things that's important for the community at large to remember. It's just this road to recovery. It's long, and we need to be consistent, and we need to stay invested.
There's a lot of people out there that don't have anything left. They're going to need help clearing off their land to start rebuilding. They're going to need a way to live in that area while they don't have anything to live in. So it's all of it. They're going to need food. They're going to need water. They're going to need generators. They're going to need a way to survive, and they're going to need help cleaning up their area.
When asked for comment, Jonathan Randall, president of the company, said Mack Trucks is all about stepping up when our neighbors need us. Our rolling relief drive allows us to put our wheels to work for Hurricane Helene victims. Our trucks aren't just for hauling freight, they're bringing hope to Western North Carolina. We're proud to lend a hand, and we're calling on everyone to join in. Together, we can make a real difference.